Hi, I'm Lisanne Miller with W. Cushing and Company, and this is December's Third Thursday with Lisanne. Our final Third Thursday for 2024, but don't worry, we have some really exciting Third Thursdays in 2025. I'd like to thank Rug Cooking Magazine. We work in conjunction with each other, and hopefully you have the latest Rug Cooking Magazine. It is an awesome magazine. The mushrooms on the top are just so much fun to make. You can do them in rug hooking, punch needle, anything you have left over in the house. There is really, really great instructions. Una gave some very, very wonderful instructions and just some real interesting things throughout. Here is Cape May. Cape May was done by Amzie Collins, and there's a super article in here by Tatiana Nodell from Canada on her artwork and how she translates. And this is really a beautiful, beautiful article as well. So make sure you have this in your holiday reading, because after the cookies are baked, the presents are wrapped, it's time to take some time for yourself. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to look at sculpting, but sculpting in a different way. So this is a wreath, a joy wreath. We've used a gold background, and I've used the berries to sculpt this. To bring this a little bit more dimension, you can see that the berries are sculpted, but you can also see that they're sculpted and they're shaded. That's the difference. They're sculpted and they're shaded. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how you set this up to get this look but still sculpt them. So as you can see, I have all my colors ahead of me here. And I have some yarns for later on to show you something. But right now, what I'm going to take is my pile of reds. And I have purplish reds, dark reds. They're all in here just like that. And I'm going to take them, and then I have this. This is what I was looking for. They're hiding in the greens. You see how this pink stands out, and you think, oh my gosh, Lisanne, are you colorblind? Nope, not colorblind. But that does add an accent when you go to sculpt. So I'm going to take one red right now, and I think I'm going to use a different hook. Why am I going to use a different hook? Because it's a smaller cut, so I'm going to go to one of my smaller hooks. So I can get this, I can get it high, and I'm going to put a berry right there, and I'm going to start. So here I am, I'm about this high up, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to go around in a circle, and I'm pulling them all this high. I'm going around in an outer circle. I'm going to set my parameters. That's the most important thing. You're going to set your parameters, and once you set your parameter, then you can play. So I have my dark parameter set, and then I'm going to come into the next row, and I am coming right into the next row. I mean, it's kind of going to be packed when I'm done. Those of you that like to pack, I'm going to have to take the first quarter of 2025 and get you to stop it, but that's okay. So there we are. Now I've got that in. And I'm going to get my scissors. And I'm using really small little scissors right now because it's a tight area. And you don't want to use your big scissors for this. You want to use the small little scissors. Now I'm going to take a purplish one and I'm going to put that in. Now I don't care if they're different size cuts. That doesn't really matter to me because we're going to open up these loops. So now I'm going to put this one in. Just like that. I'm going to do it a little bit higher, not too much higher, but I am going to do it a little bit higher. Again, we're not working in a big space here. So we're going to put this in just like this, just like that. And I'm going to clip this one. And I'm clipping it high. I'm not clipping it even. And it looks like a little zinnia exploding, and that's good. Now I'm going to take this pink. And this is my accent, and I want it in the center, but I want it to float around. So I'm going to take it here. I'm gonna push it, and I am pushing it in, and as you can see, it's a little struggle to get it up, and that's okay. That means you really have packed it in, and it's gonna take a little while. There's another one. I pulled another up. Let me get this up like that. There we go. And then I'm gonna come over here like this, and I may even come right over here like this. That's all I'm gonna put in. Right now it doesn't look like much, but this is the beauty. When you go to sculpt and you open this up, dyed wool, especially textured wool is always a surprise, and you always get something awesome. So this is a robin, and I am going to sculpt the breast when I get there, not today, and the head to make him come up from the wreath. So now, watch what I'm doing. I have my finger underneath. And my finger's underneath so I can pull it up and see it a little better. And I'm going to cut it right across the top. Give it a little haircut. Always keep your little thing around to put your little snippets in. Don't throw them on the floor because cats really do like to eat them, and it's not fiber for cats or puppies. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Now I'm coming around. I'm going to come around, I'm going to come around, and I'm going to come around just like that, like that, like that. I'm going to clean this off a little bit because I want to see what it looks like. I want it to be there but not there. Okay, we're getting there. Now, the beauty of doing your shading in this way is you can tweak it now. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to really push this down because I don't want it as predominant. Taking my scissor points and I'm moving it around just like that. And now it's a little bit more in line like that. And it's not as much dotted. And I'm going to come in there and I'm going to come in here. Now, unlike your bangs, you can cut too much off. Then you have to use a burling iron and reverse it. These berries do not grow back if you clip it too low. So it's better to clip it a little high, and at the end, if you want to come in, you can clip it a little bit lower. So there is one right there. There's the berry. You can see that's a berry. It's got a little bit of shading to it. Looks really, really good. Doesn't have to be the same cut, but you need to be able to pick from different colors. You need 3, maybe 4 colors. You pull them all high. You don't have to pull them at different lengths, and then you start. But you always start across the top, then around the sides. When you do it across the top, it gives you an idea of what it looks like. So I can come in now with my background, and it would look just lovely. Now, somebody had asked when I said I was going to do this, if you can use a wider cut. And yes, you can. So I have some greens here in a wider cut, and I'm going to just put these on the side over here so you can see them and see how they work. So no, it always does not have to be teeny tiny cuts, as the person called them. Does not have to be a 3 and a 4. This is an 8. I may have a 6 in here, but it does look a little different. So I thought I'd take the time and I'd show you what it looks like. So I'm going to switch my hook. That's the first thing. We don't want too much pressure on our wrists. So we're going to switch it. And I'm going to tails up, and I'm going to pull it really high. And I am still going to go in every hole just about, okay? And I'm going to freeform myself a little holly leaf here, just so I can have something that can be looked at. Now, when you do it with the wider cuts like this, it goes a lot quicker. I'm not as high as I should be, but I can fix that in the second row. They should be very, very high. And then you can work on that from here. So this is going to be a free-form holly leaf, not the best, but that's okay. I'm going to pick up another color because I'm not trying to divide it. I'm just trying to get some color into it. And I'm going to pick that up like that, pick it up a little higher. And I'm going to continue here, just like this, just like that, like that. Okay, pick up this one again, and I'm going to come down here. So it is a wider cut. It does fill quicker. It does take less to fill it, but sometimes it's not as filled as the smaller cuts, and that's okay too. And there we go, like that. I'm gonna put this one in just like this, and there, and there. And again, you're just filling, and you're filling as much as you can. You want this to really look a little distorted, and I understand that. These work great if you have if you're not free forming it. You can make these dimensional hollies as ornaments, add a few berries, turn it back. You can put them on mug mats. There's a lot of things that you can do because now you're adding that dimension. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna come out here a little bit like that. And we're gonna make sure that this is really one plump puppy. And you can feel that it is. It's very plush. It's very different. It looks different than the first one that I did, and that's okay. And we're just gonna keep going with it like this, like that, like this here, boom. And if you're hitting other loops when you're pulling these up, that means you've really packed it in. You've done a good job with it. Like I said, we'll work on unpacking the bad things next month. All right, I'm gonna put a vein down here because I want you to see how that would look. So I am going to a very skinny cut. And so by going to a skinny cut, I am gonna switch my hook again. And when I switch my hook again, I am gonna put this up in here like this. And I am just gonna wiggle it in. I'm gonna pull it higher than the green, like that. There we go, like that, like that, like that. It's starting to look a little bit better now. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to try and wedge a few in. So if I'm trying to wedge a few in, I've really packed it. And I did. Look at that. Okay. So now, here we go. Just like that. Just like this. Pull this one down. Again, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top. Now again, I'm still using my small scissors because I want the control. The smaller scissors give you more control than the larger ones. They're going to allow me to do different things than I can, as you can see. And these are very sharp. How sharp? Well, I've cut myself a few times with them. They're very sharp. So be very careful while you're doing this and make sure your hands aren't in the way because you can clip yourself as well. Now I'm just going to come down again with it. And you can see it's already starting to take that shape. And here I go again. And I'm going to come over here like this. There we go. Gonna come over here. And I'm not worried if I'm not opening every loop the first go around because I can come back and finish it out. Like this is not done here, so I need to clip this like that. And then, and you don't want to point your scissors down because you don't want to cut your linen or your backing, whatever you happen to be doing it on. You can do this on any backing you like, monks, warp, whatever you have. So as you can see, my freeform holly is really starting to take shape. So we're getting there with it. Again, my fingers underneath, just like that. Just like that. Cleaning it up. And this helps to raise it up. The finger underneath, pushing it up while you're doing the curves of the holly, really help you to make sure that you're getting in the curves, not getting the linen. And as I say, clean up as you go. And when we go over when we start in January, we always start with some basics, and we are going to start with some tools of the trade, just because we have some new ones that will help. So we always like new tools. Who doesn't like new tools? All right, there we go. So as you can see, it's a little bit more, I don't want to say shaggy, but the wider cut makes it a little bit more free-form. It makes it really kind of look nice, because if you were to put a background, and if I had drawn a holly, we'd have a little bit more of a holly on there. But free-form holly doesn't look too bad. So there you are. But you saw how I just put the vein down. Here you go, just like that. And you can and don't over tweak it. What I always do is I'll put my background around the piece, and after I put my background around, then I'll come back in and I'll tweak it for the final. And that's the best way to do it, because your background will also help you to define it so you don't over tweak. So here's my freeform holly. Easy to do. You can do it with a maple leaf, a holly leaf, whatever you'd like. You saw how I put the vein in. The vein looks organic. It's not really there, but it's there. It adds a little bit to it. Put a couple of holly berries there. Got yourself an ornament. So there you are. So that is how, when you want to shade or add. Now you saw all those colors I put in and how they blended. Sure, they'll all blend together because you're opening them up. You're not looking at the loops, you're looking at them opened up. And that's what makes it so pretty. So there you go. All those colors, you know, green is a neutral, they all go together. And there you are with your holly leaf. So one other thing I wanted to say is, if you want, you can also sculpt. This is a bulky 100% wool yarn. You can sculpt with this. This is a bit fuzzy. Now, how can you tell if it's going to be fuzzy when you sculpt with the yarn? You can see that there's a little bit of fuzzies here already. With just a little bit, it would be a little fuzzier, but you could use, this is 100% wool. It is a bulky, and you could sculpt with that. I'm auditioning this yarn to Hook the Joy with, so we're not sure if it's going to make the final cut, but she's going to be auditioned later on. And then we have this. Now this you cannot, these are new, these are cotton tubes of yarn. And what do I mean? This is not wool. This is 100% cotton, it's a closed tube. And so you can hook it without having fraying or flying. This you can sculpt, but it will fray. It does hook very well. Some of you had asked about it because it was in Santa Under the Stars. So this is our snow, our gold, and our holiday red. And it does hook like a 7 or an 8. It is a flat hook. It hooks beautifully. It has the glitter already in it for this time of year, so you can just add it. I am going to audition this also for the Joy. So this Miss Glitter is up with Miss Woolly Bulky, so we'll have to see. We'll see what happens with it. But these are a lot of fun to hook with. You can put them in with the sculpting, but be careful about it. You can use them around the sculpting for accents. They're great yarns. They are 100% cotton, though they are not wool, just so you know. So, would not be a holiday special if we didn't go over some of my favorite books. We always do. And these are really good books for you. They're great books because they provide inspiration for rug hooking. They're great books to read. I love to sit with a cup of blueberry tea in the evenings and look through these. This is The Adventures of Santa Claus. It was illustrated by the late Charles Santori, and it's one of his last books. And they're just wonderful books. It's a little different story about Santa Claus. It's not a traditional story. It's by Frank Baum, and it is really interesting. It shows you shadows. It shows you hair. The Santa on the front is just to die for. It shows you the sleigh. This book has a lot of beautiful illustrations. Frank was a beautiful illustrator. So sorry to have lost him. And look at this, just like that. So this is really a great book. I love to look through this. I like to look at the jingle bells and how they're hooked. Here's the toys, the coat, the folds in the Santa's coat. Here's a beautiful tree with Santa. Look at the fur, the blue sky on the snow. These are just different things I like to look at in the evenings and absorb. And that's what you do when you look at these books. You absorb the techniques, everything like that. This is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. Great book, great book. This is Over the River and Through the Woods, and this is illustrated by Matt Tavares. Matt Tavares is an excellent illustrator, wonderful person. He has a really neat style that equates very closely to rug hooking. He just has it, look at this, favorite horse of all, a gray horse. So here's the sleigh, the horse, the bells. Again, the scenery, how it fades in and out. Look at how he puts the snow on the trees. I love the way he does the snow on the trees. This is a very hookable, if you have tree phobia, which some of you do, and you don't know how to put the snow on, this book is a great study on that. Look at this. It shows you the different colors, where to place them, and in the end, you get a snowy tree. So, this is Over the River and Through the Woods. The illustrator is Matt Tavares. Another great Matt Tavares book is Red and Lulu. Red and Lulu, about two cardinals who their tree goes to Rockefeller Center. This is if you're interested in pixelation. But again, here's his famous trees. Look at that tree. The way he does snow, it's a great way to learn placement of snow. There's the tree with the snow in Rockefeller Center. It's a pixelated tree. The cardinal. Look at this. Look at the way he did the lights. Very hookable. You fade it out. You know what it is. The tree's behind it. Excellent. Could even be an abstract holiday piece. There's Red and Lulu. There's the tree going up. And then there is one picture in here. Hold on a minute. There we go. This is them in the springtime. Here's how he does all of the, look how he does the water spray. Just wonderful. Just a wonderful, wonderful piece. And if you look on the back, look at this. The two cardinals, the lights, the background. You know it's the tree. You can see the lights fading in and out with both Red and Lulu. Excellent, excellent book. Again, illustrated and written by Matt Tavares. The last book for this evening, for today, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It is the Clement Seymour written, and Matt has illustrated this one as well. And this is a complete monochromatic, and you want to see how snow sits on the tree, which it was doing this morning as it was snowing here. And again, it is a monochromatic. It is the Clement Seymour Night Before Christmas. But this shows you lights, shadows, where to put the lights and the shadows, and the eyes and the hooves, the snow on the tree. Everything here is just wonderful. It works really well. It's a good book if you're thinking of doing a monochromatic. Here's Santa with the glasses. Look at how you know that the candles are lit even though there's no color. So this will let you absorb a monochromatic and how the placement goes and be a good reference as well. So I hope you've enjoyed our last third Thursday for 2024. We will see everyone in 2025. We wish you the happiest of holiday seasons in however you celebrate, and make sure you have fun, pull a few loops, and bye for now.